You got the chains off before I could even time-lapse getting the chains off.
That's right. Boy, we gotta get to work here.
So me and Spencer got another day of trying to get this farm cleaned up. And if you guys saw the previous video, the previous mudding video, or it was a skid loader gets stuck in the mud. Somebody got it stuck, that guy. This farm's kind of a mess, so we're gonna try to do as much as possible to get this cleaned up before the corn goes in. I talked to the neighbor here, and we're gonna try and get this fence all cleaned up along here and eventually get the trees along the fence cleaned up. We're gonna switch off in the skid steer. That way we can keep that machine running the whole time. Get as much done as possible today. Forgot to move that out of the way. These are awkward. Got it. Your Ranger makes the four-wheeler look big.
That's right.
So I'm gonna get going with the skid steer, and I guess we'll see what type of mess we get ourselves into. So I'm walking around trying to check for water lines. I had, over the winter time back in December, I had the, well, I guess I don't know what to call them, water. I had the water line, electric, internet cable, just in case anything was there. I think the only thing buried is a water line. Obviously electric's just above here on telephone poles. But they obviously checked just to make sure there's nothing else buried. Even though we're not really digging, we're just pulling up trees and fence posts. I just wanted to make sure I knew where the water line was.
Yeah, two hands, it's the last little bit that counts. It's like the finish. There's gotta be a dedicated barbed wire.
Yeah.
I mean, think about World War I, you know what I'm saying? Think about the demand for one back then.
So this works pretty slick. We just pulled up the fence line, and then Spencer, just one pass, is lightly scraping it with the grapple, and it's gathering everything out. This is pretty good. I wasn't sure if this was the most efficient way to do it or not. It seems like it is. I felt like we haven't gotten anything done and don't deserve to eat lunch, but see?
No, we got that fence line done.
Yeah.
Now, the easiest thing, it's super easy doing this when there's none of the little, I don't even know what those are, but like little saplings in the way, because they embed themselves in the wire and the metal, and that takes like at least 3 times as long. What he's got to do first, pull all the roots up, at least on half the tree, and then we can kind of push it over. Thinking about it now, I should have left it taller. Probably should have left that much more so that he can push it once we're ready.
Spencer's finishing up with the last load there, and then we're gonna get heading back. It's kind of hard to see on GoPro, but we got this whole fence line taken out all the way, not all the way to the hilltop way down there. But it's one of those things, you get going, you're real slow until you get in a rhythm of something, and we found a technique of just yanking it with the ATV that worked out pretty good. So I just got done. We wrote the check for the building to get started on building. And so at the end of this video, I'll explain like all the building details and stuff. So I'm trying to get a planter bought, and these guys have a bunch of, well, they did at least. I talked to the salesman. They have a couple older Kinsey 12 rows. So I'm gonna see what they have on their lot here and maybe talk to the sales guy. They do have a 60-foot, 400-gallon Demco sprayer for sale that I talked to the guy about. I'm not sure too much on it besides it's a 400-gallon little sprayer. This planter that we're about to look at is still for sale. The other 3,200 is sold. This needs about $4,000 worth of parts put on it. To be honest, I can't look at a planter and tell you what's wrong with it really, obviously, unless there's something wrong. But it's pretty standard. No special equipment, no clutches, nothing like that. It does have the saddle tanks on there for starter. There's a lot of planters for sale on Facebook Marketplace and Craigslist that I could definitely go after too. So it's probably going to come down to like a Kinsey 3200 planter or a John Deere 1760 planter. With Spencer's at an auction that there's a lot of tools. It was a estate auction and there's a lot of tools and stuff. I called them. There weren't many tools that he liked and he wanted. So there is a disc though. There's a disc there that I'm kind of, I was talking to some other people and they're like, yeah, you should probably get that. That's a really nice disc and stuff. So we're gonna see here. There's a bunch of stuff on auction. This specifically is a Case H 496 disc. It's like a 21 footer. It's in real good condition. I was talking to Ben, Iowan farmer again, and he was like, if you're getting a disc, you should really try to get one like this. So this is 10 miles away from where I grew up. Tractor's right here. This would be nice buying this thing. So we're gonna see what it goes for. I'm probably gonna pay like an average price. I'm not afraid. I don't want to overpay, but I'd pay a fair price for this for sure. So we're gonna see what happens. Even if I get vertical tillage, maybe having a little disc to just always have around. If we're doing field repairs or waterway work and stuff like that, I think it'll be nice, especially with CRP down there. I want to disc around the CRP before we burn it. So we're gonna see what this goes for.
$6,000, $7,000 now, $8,000, $7,000, $8,000, $9,000, $10,000, $9 now, $10,000, $10,000, $10,000, $10,000, boys, just think about what that harrow costs. And $10,000, $10,000, $10,000, $10,000, $10,000, $10,000, $10,000, $10,000, what is you gonna find? $10,000, $10,500, $10,000, $10,500 here, $10,000, $10,500 here, $10,000,
I think Grant has it.
$10,000, $10,500 here, $10,000, $10,500, $10,000, $10,000 down, $250. Internet, you all done. Now 5, 10, 5, 750. Now 11. Now 250. Now 5. 11.5, he'd like buying a brand new one. 11.250, give 5, huh? 11.5, 11.5, down 12, the 12,000 to 12,000 to 12,000 to 11.5, to get 12. Think about what the harrow costs, boys. 11.5 here, 750, down 12, 12,000, and 12,000 to 12. Just price the new one, boys. 11, that thing is like new. 12.250, down 5, 12.5. 12,250, one of the 12.5 here, 12.5, 750, 12.5 here, 750, yeah. 12,750 down, 750 now, 750, 13, 13,000 to 12,750, 13. Now 250 here, down 5, 13.5, 13.5, 13,250, we get 5, She's one of a kind. 13,250, give 5, 13,500 to 255, 750, 13, 14, 14,000 to 14,000 to 13, 750, 14, 14,000 to 13, 750, give it a 14,000 to 13, 750, 14. Sold at 13,750. 218. Main seal.
What are your bets, Spence?
I don't know.
It's at 53,000.
80,000 or something. I don't know.
Down 50,000 to 45, 45,000 to 50,000 to 45. I thought we get 5. 72,500. Anybody else? 72,500. Sold at 72,000.
So that disc ended up going for 13,750, which is it was crazy. I really was willing to pay a fairly good price for it just because it's super close to where the tractor is and where we'd be taking it to, which is really convenient and stuff. And it was a really nice disc. We got going, and then an older gentleman at the end kind of came in, and he really wanted that thing because he was just going. So he ended up taking it home. So yeah, we'll be searching for something else though. So I forgot like a week ago that I ordered a I call them bulletproof doors. It's called like a diamond door or something for the skid steer, so that way you can run a mower or maybe even a mulcher on the front of the skid steer and not have any worries about something coming to you and taking you out. So Kubota closes like in 15 minutes. I totally forgot that I was supposed to take it in today so that Monday they can get it on. So if you've been following along on the channel, you probably know trying to build a shed and get a shed up on one of the properties. A lot of things have changed, and it's weird kind of starting and knowing exactly where you're going to be in 2 years and 5 years, and so it's kind of tough like building a shed, because usually you're building the shed out a little bit towards the future. So I was trying to plan and do all the planning. So originally we started off with like a really nice shed, like it was going to be expensive, and then I got thinking more and more, and I was like, I just don't know what's all going to happen in the next 2 and 5 years. A nice farm might come up like where I've always dreamed of farming, a little more north of me, north of where I grew up, essentially, where it's pretty darn flat and really good soils, and a lot closer to home, and maybe I want to buy that. So I'm like, well, man, you don't need to put up a really nice shed, especially when you're just beginning starting. So kind of worked your way down all the way, and I was like, okay, we just need something that's a base structure shed, something that will get by. If I decide to just farm in the area where my farms are my whole life, then later on you can put up a nicer, bigger shed, essentially. So we were originally going with a 60 by 120 with like a shop and a little living quarters and then some cold storage, and now I'm pretty much going all cold storage, a 60 by 80. Right now we have locked in for half cement, half gravel, no heat. I'm gonna get electric, and I'm gonna try to get water. So really basic stuff. As far as like, the farm is an hour away, so living down there, just kind of during busy seasons, I'm just gonna get a camper and probably camp out there, because I'm just so undecided kind of on different things. So for now, just getting like a base structure is probably the best idea. But the site prep and dirt work stuff of that base, I gotta get done. Well, I'm trying to get done by June 1st. We might go in June and start building. We might go in July and start building. When I say we, I'm not really doing any of the building. There's a building company coming building it. But once planting season starts, I'm gonna try and put out more videos and film more videos. There's gonna be a lot of different stuff going on, and heck, there's probably a lot of stuff going on from now until planting season, just trying to get equipment. So we'll be filming all that. And seriously guys, thanks for watching, and hey, I'll see you guys in the next one.